to Vegas Live with Ninon. Well, I don't know how these weeks, but they just fly by. It's like I was here yesterday, but I was here a week ago. We have an incredible group today. We have the guests are absolutely amazing. And of course, my first guest is Dennis Van. As you know, I don't pre-interview, so I never know what's going to happen or what's going to. How are you, Dennis?
Pardon me?
How are you?
Everything's wonderful.
We
Thank
were
you.
just having a lovely conversation, and I've just met his fiancée, and she is gorgeous, and I told her to sort of kind of get out the way and let me move in, but that's not going to happen. I can assure you with the look on his face. Now, you said this is the first person that you've ever got engaged to or even thinking about getting married.
First time, yes.
First time. That's amazing. How did you manage? I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how you escaped this. How did you escape getting married? I mean, it's a pretty tricky
I was
thing.
very dedicated to my parents, and I think that had a lot to do with things.
You loved your mom, didn't you?
Of course.
You know that one of the greatest things about men is if they love their mother, you know you have a good man. If a man takes care of the son takes care of the mother, you know he's very good. Now, Dennis, you're in the sports arena.
Yes.
Well, look, isn't he gorgeous? He's all dressed up and good. What part of the sports arena? Announcer?
I do sports betting, and
You're gambling.
yes,
We're in your right place to gamble in Las Vegas.
absolutely. That was
Yeah.
one of the reasons why I moved here.
And how long have you been here?
6 years.
Oh, not that long.
No,
Where from?
Chicago area.
Oh, I love Chicago. Oh, I love it. What is it called? Hawthorne Racetrack.
Yes.
You probably know it well.
Absolutely.
Do you know the family? Do you know Susan?
Carries,
The Carey
yes,
family? They're very good friends of
absolutely.
mine. Tom?
They're,
How's Tom, by the way?
That I don't know. Years ago, when I worked in the restaurant business in Chicago, back in the 70s and 80s, I was a bartender at Arnie Morton's restaurant,
Sure, I know Arnie
and
Morton's,
Mrs.
yeah.
Carrie Sue
Sue,
was part of the ladies that lunch, and they used to come in.
Oh, a big group of them.
Yes, once a week for
And they
lunch.
were all dressed so well. They all
Yes.
had the diamonds on and the dresses and everything. And each one was louder than the next, but they were all but they were all good-looking women.
And very nice.
And very nice, always
Yes.
very polite. Yeah, Sue's English,
Yes.
so she's a good friend of mine, of course, you know.
Yes, they're going to be developing a casino there
Oh, really?
at Hawthorne.
And Hawthorne's going to turn into a casino?
Correct.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes.
Because I think that's the biggest privately owned racetrack, or was. Obviously, it's not now anymore, but it was the biggest privately owned one.
It's very, yes, it's
apart
very
from Santa
large.
Anita. Yeah.
Yes.
So now you're in the sports business and you do announcing and, well, not announcing, more of the gambling side of
Yes.
it. So where do you do the gambling side of it? On the internet or?
Yes, the best way for someone who's a sports bettor
Yeah.
is to do it via the apps. Every casino has their own app,
Okay.
and what you do is you open an account with your ID, you set up your private code, and then you fund the account with your money, and then from your own phone you can make your bets.
Like the stock exchange.
Yes.
Because you have the same thing. You have to put your money in. You know, you put your money in, and then you can gamble up as much as you put in there. So
Correct.
you can limit yourself. What's the smallest amount you can put in?
I believe $5 or $10 at most.
That's small. I was
most
asking
of the
that for a
places.
reason because I know a lot of our younger generation are gambling now, and they put small amounts in, and then they sort of, you know,
Yes.
they place bets and everything else. So they can do that now as well as doing the stock market.
Well, that's been I think that's a good thing for people that are getting involved in sports betting, because it stops you from overextending yourself. If
Yes.
you don't have the money in there, you can't
You
make
can't
a bet.
bet, and I think that's a brilliant idea. Yes.
It changed my life. That's one of the things that made me successful was establishing a bankroll and only betting
A certain amount.
about 1% of that bankroll.
Now, what about credit cards? Can you put a credit card in there, or does it have to be hard cash? Because your
I
credit
put-
card is to the limit.
I believe in Nevada, you have to fund it with cash, but I believe in many of the other states that are getting involved in sports betting now that you could do it via credit
I
card.
was asking that for a reason, because if you're making a bet and then you don't have enough money in the account, but if you call them up or you get your credit card in there and say, I want to put another 200 into my account so that I can bet it, how long does it take for that to activate? Probably a little while.
I couldn't tell you because I've never done it.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's interesting. So maybe this is something you might want to do.
No, I like it the way I'm doing it.
Now, so you've only been, how long have you been doing this? Were you doing it in Chicago?
Yes, but you have to do it illegally. And one of the things was I was getting backed off or limited the amounts I could bet.
Yeah.
I was getting paid slowly. There were times,
And you didn't get paid at all?
meet me at midnight at
Couldn't have walked, don't walk.
someplace, and I started to feel uncomfortable.
Of course.
And
Of course.
it was just time, because I had the money set aside, and I didn't want to have a normal job anymore in the restaurant business that I always had.
No, but you're running restaurants, so
Yes.
you were the
Yes,
figured
I
you would be
worked
the manager.
for 3 different casinos
Yeah.
in the Chicago area. However, I did work in the restaurant part, not in the gaming part.
Yeah. So have you always, did you start this because you're a gambler, or are you a gambler?
Yes.
Yes, so did you start it because you thought this was a great idea, that people could now do this on their phones and be anywhere?
I have been betting on sports for 35 years.
He doesn't look old enough, he started yeah.
Thank you. I've been betting on sports for 35 years, but I was winning and losing. Always had a job.
Yeah.
I never
To
thought
cover
of-
the bets.
Correct. But then, about 15, 20 years ago, I finally wised up. And I set aside that money.
Yeah.
And I developed discipline.
Within yourself.
Yes. And I have season tickets for the Golden Knights. I love to go to the games. Sandra and I go to the games. However, if I don't have a reason to bet on that game, I will bet on it because I'm going to attend.
You're going to attend.
But I only bet $25 or $50.
Oh wow, that's
A
nothing.
small-
That's a very small. But it
Right.
does give you an interest.
Correct.
It's not really how much you win; it's having the interest in it of can I beat them, or can the who you're obviously you're going to be betting
Yes.
for the Raiders, right?
We went to the game a couple weeks ago, and yes, we did. I did bet on the Raiders.
Didn't they win? They won, didn't they?
That game, but they did not cover the point spread.
Oh.
They won by 3 points. The point spread was 3.5 points.
See, now this is going out of my league a little bit. Now, I notice we have a book here, and
Yes.
it's called Sports Betting for Winners. Well, we all want to be a winner, don't we?
The gentleman that wrote that book, Rob, he's written 2 articles on me in the Chicago Sun-Times. He has a weekly column every Saturday in the Chicago Sun-Times. He also wrote about me in Gaming Today magazine, and then he wrote this book.
And obviously you're in it.
I'm featured in chapters 1 and 3.
Okay, isn't that wonderful? So you're promoting it for him and
Yes.
for yourself. So
Of
don't
course.
forget to buy this book, because we all want to be winners. I've never, I know we lose. Of course we lose. We have to lose so we can make the next bet to win.
Well, I'm trying
Is
to
that right?
help people with that aspect. On my website, vslasvegas.com, I'm giving out until April 1st of next year all of the plays and bets and picks that I make for free. All the person has to do is go to the website, and they
Now
can
remember
sign
this
up.
website, remember.
vslasvegas.com, and they can sign up and get my picks for free sent to them via email.
Incredible. So, do you write a column of all the things and all the picks and everything else? So
Well, I have
you've got this.
years and years. I have 20 years worth
Brought his
of
office with him.
journals. These are 99-cent ones that I get at
Well, I'm gonna have a
Walmart.
look at this.
But I
Oh,
have
look at this in here. Now, I know a little bit about what he's doing here. Look at this. Look at all this. This is all your writing.
yes, and I
You
do
are,
it.
I think he's dedicated. I think Dennis is definitely dedicated to what he does. Holy shoot. How well did you do in school?
Here's the great part.
Stuff.
I finished in only the 32nd percentile at my high school. However, when I took the ACT test, I got a 27. So
You told me, look
maybe
at
everybody else was real smart at my school.
this. Look at all the, I've never seen anything like it. Now this was obviously before computers, or do you still do this?
I still do it this way.
Talk about old fashioned.
Yes,
But some-
but there's a fella that I'm friends with. Some of you here in Las Vegas may know him, John D. Domenico. He's a
I
great
do.
Trump impersonator and comedian. And John and I were discussing when John writes his jokes, he writes them by hand.
Yes.
I do all my stuff by hand, and things and patterns seem to pop off the page when I see it in my own handwriting versus looking at it on a
You know,
computer
the
screen.
old school, and this is old school, they've always said write it down. Everything, you know, and I see we go to some of these meetings and women are writing everything down. I'm thinking, does this really mean anything? But what you just said does mean something. Because when you write it down, it's actually there, and you said it pops out. Because you remember the moments. Oh, I remember that.
Yes.
And it's funny how it's still the old school, whereas on the internet, on a computer, it's just all type, 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 you know, and then you throw it away. Or get rid of it.
There's a thing now where people will put in various statistics about the teams. I don't know what all they put in. They press a button. They run the game via the computer 10,000 times or 100,000 times, and then see what the results would be.
Oh, really?
Oh, this team should win 60% of the time if the point spread
I'll do
is
this.
thus.
Yeah,
I have checked that out, and I even have kept track of what they do for a couple of years
Just
in
to see if
various
it works,
sports.
right?
And I couldn't, they weren't consistent enough for me.
No.
And I just say, you know, I'm going to
Let me
stick
do it
with
the
what I
old way.
do.
Let me do it my way.
Yes, and another thing that I've learned with doing this is I walk almost every day for about an hour. No
Oh.
headset, no nothing.
Clear your mind.
It clears my mind, and you can't believe how many of the things that I use in the sports betting popped into my head that way. I'll
While
come
you're
home
walking.
and I say, you know, I'm going to go back over this stuff because I have almost 20 years worth of these journals.
So how long is a journal? 6 months, a year?
No, this one it goes 2011 to 2012, and it has.
Well, that's like a year.
Yeah.
So each journal's like a year of work of not every
NBA,
day.
NHL, those sports do
Yeah.
play
Not every day.
almost
Well,
every day.
I was thinking Sunday they don't play, but they do play.
Yeah.
They play every day. You know, Sunday used to be the day of rest, but it's still
Not anymore.
Oh no, it still is the day of rest. I still call it the day of rest, but you can do whatever you want. If you want to work, work. Whatever you want to do, that is kind of your day.
Yes.
So if you choose to work, you know, what can you do? But you look very, very happy, and you look like sort of, you know, this is really your gift. Do you think it's your gift?
I enjoy it, and it's taken me a little while to get to it. But I have to say, I really have fun with it.
Well, that's the,
I'm
that's
proud
the-
of
that's the
what
point.
I've been able to achieve, as well as, you know, there's a lot of people that do what I do. Most of them
Yeah.
are
There's a lot
not
out there.
truth tellers. They're more marketers, and
We know who they are.
I just leave it at that. And what they
You do your own thing.
is great.
Yeah.
I do what I
Absolutely.
do,
Absolutely
and
wonderful.
again, they can continue and
Well,
just do
Dennis
what
Van
they
has
wish.
been absolutely amazing because we've kind of gone into something I've never really talked about. But gambling, yes, I know. My husband gambled. We went to Santa Anita racetrack all the time. We went to Hollywood Park all the time. We went down to Del Mar all the time. So I know all the tracks, unfortunately. I probably know all the casinos because we used to stay at the Caesars or all the casinos. So I'm with you. with what you do, and I admire what you do because it does take, it's still a job, it's still work, and it's still hard. Give them where they can find you, your address, not your address, but your website
Correct.
address.
My company name is Van Sports, and it's vslasvegas.com. Thank you.
Oh, no, amazing. We've just learned something about gambling, which we always want to learn actually in Vegas, because that's what we do here. I also want to give a shout out to the Art House theaters. They also have a 20% discount on their restaurant, so I presume that's still alive, that's still going. Is that still going? The 20% off is still going, it's still up. Okay, fabulous. And I also want to give a shout out to the social media shows, which is my dear good friend who's my producer. And we will be right back with our next guest. You've been absolutely amazing. Thank you for watching. We will return.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Amazing. Thank you. Welcome back to Vegas Live with Ninon. I'm Ninon, your host. Of course, you know where we are. We're at the Art House Theaters, and that's, of course, downtown Las Vegas. I have Nelson Sardelli with me. How are you?
It's a pleasure being here.
You know, this is a gentleman I meet all the time, and I'm always saying, who are you and what you do and everything else. And he looks at me and he absolutely laughs because he says, everybody in Vegas knows who I am except you. Is that true?
Yes, so that's what I was wondering today, if you were scraping the bottom of the barrel and say, get Sardelli on the show.
Because I'll tell you on the show. Well, Nelson, I'm going to apologize on set, because if I apologize on set, that's going to reach everybody.
No,
but it's not, because you are a very good-looking man. You are absolutely
Yeah,
fabulous.
the only thing I want to say, I don't want to interrupt you.
No, I don't mind being interrupted.
All the guys in Vegas, whatever you do not fall asleep if you go to the barber shop for the first time. That's what they did to me.
Did you fall asleep?
Yes, and
Well, you see, to me...
it did a settlement.
Yeah, but to me it's not... I mean, to me it's normal. You look
Yeah.
great. I mean, why? Do you usually have long locks?
No, I have
I just wondered, maybe...
I have more presentable hair.
Well, you look lovely. You look...
Thank you.
I think he could wear his hair any style and still look great. So I don't think you really have to
Very
worry.
kind. I should think.
And also, he's known throughout the entertainment world for years.
Well,
You sent me some photographs of all the people, and I'm thinking, he knows more people than I do.
No.
Or equal.
Yeah. No, it's with the grace of God, I have had an interesting career. I feel blessed because my 15 minutes of fame lasts 3.5 hours, which is more than an immortal deserves. I have seen the world. I have played in some of,
What was your favorite part in the entire world that you really thought, oh, I absolutely love this, this is epitome.
The part I love the most is when I got paid in cash.
I was not expecting that answer, but that's okay. Because
No, I enjoy some tremendous
Anita
places.
Anita Franklin always got paid in cash.
Yeah.
I think so. She would only take cash.
Yeah, no, I
But
just
why
kidding.
not teasing?
Yeah.
So now let's get back to the question.
Yeah.
What was your favorite place?
I have quite a
Quite a
few
few.
different. For instance, Australia for me was always wonderful. I've been there
Really?
33 times.
Oh my goodness.
And the first time I didn't want to go, I almost became a pain in the neck because
They'd invite you and you wouldn't go.
no, as we made the contract, I kept adding things. I say, I want all my luggage paid for. I want 2 airfares.
You really made it tough for them.
And I expect them to say, listen, take a walk. And they were so good that they accepted me, still. And the moment I arrived in Sydney, I said, I'm on the right place.
Yes,
And it was
right.
great because the first night, that club is on is a rugby club. They have nightclub on the 5th floor, and it seats 1,000 people, and they played
It was
at the,
packed.
no, not for me. They had 800 people out of the 1,000.
That was
On the
just a lot
second
of
night,
people.
however, the line came down all the way to the lobby because the Sicilians that saw me spread the word out. You gotta go see this boy.
Well, I think that you've just told me, Nelson, that you are Sicilian.
No, I am 1/4 Sicilian, but
Well, there's still a part.
I am full-blooded Italian,
Where are you from?
and I was born in Brazil.
Well, that's not Italy.
No, but my
Now I'm
mother.
really confused.
Oh yes,
Okay, let's go
and I
back.
have a brother in Japan.
He's Japanese.
No, I was saying is this that I'm born in Brazil, but mother and father, everybody's Italian.
Italian.
Brazil is full of Italians, and I have only one grandfather that is Sicilian, but so
Well, you only have 2 grandfathers, so you're 50%.
one is Sicilian, the other one is
So
Neapolitan.
50% means he's probably 25% Sicilian.
I am 25%.
25
Yeah.
Sicilian. Okay.
Yes.
We worked that one out.
No. Yes.
So now with all your singing and everything and performance and everything,
Yes.
how did you start this?
Basically, we don't have too many minutes, but I was always a typical story that you hear from entertainers. I was the clown in school, and I went to study opera in Brazil, but after the second lesson, I didn't go
You said,
back.
Mama, I don't
No,
want
no,
opera."
I didn't go back because in opera there is no room for levity.
No.
You either get serious or you're going to hold the spear in the background for the rest of your life.
Forever waiting for
Yes.
that moment. Yeah.
I quit going. My friend stayed with. He sang all over the world, and so in Brazil that was basically it. I did shows for General Motors because I used to work for them.
Oh.
I used to get the employees.
And you were the comedian, you were the
And-
fun
but
one.
I mean,
you
but
were
I
they would
put
always
dinner
use you.
shows using all the employees. So when I came to America, legally, when I came to America,
Legally,
and
I guess that's a big thing today. Legally.
I was drafted within 6 months. I went to the United States Army.
Yes.
So when I came to America, I knew that I was going to end up in show business.
You knew that. But did you come to Vegas or
No.
New York?
I went to Michigan, to Pontiac, Michigan,
Michigan.
because I thought in my head that General Motors would give me a job because I worked
course you
in
worked
Brazil for
Yes.
Economic Researches and Analysis Division. Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah,
But
it's a long
they
word,
weren't
sounds
hiring,
great.
so the first job that I really got was dancing instructor for Arthur Murray, which was funny.
Really?
I couldn't speak English, and I had to learn.
But all you had to do was dance.
No. To teach dancing is different.
You have to talk.
You have to break down the steps,
Oh. So
and
what did you do?
you fake it.
You fake it till you make it.
No, and once you learn how to fake it, you got it licked. So they were happy with me because I was grasping enough
Yes.
that I would be a few steps ahead of the students that they gave me, unless once in a
A
while.
few steps ahead, no pun intended.
That's funny, because I had sometime got stuck with those ladies that have a lifetime membership, and they knew everything. So I had to
And
invent.
you're trying to.
Oh,
So you're from Brazil, being different.
I created-
and you were
created
different.
the salvation steps, I say you put your foot here, do here, you spin, you twist. She says, yeah, I don't know that one. I
See,
say,
that's the creativity that you
Well-
never knew you had. And it came out in dancing. It
Exactly.
came out in teaching to
Exactly.
dance. That's really funny.
then I worked in,
We haven't got to the singing part yet.
No,
this
no,
is-
no.
This is what he's famous for. We haven't even got there yet.
so then from that I went to the army.
Oh, okay.
I got
Did
out
your
of the
time.
army. I didn't want to be a dancer anymore, but I was making a lot of money teaching privately. And I even got a job in construction.
You were dancing in construction?
No, I was
Oh,
not
you were
dan-
teaching
I
construction.
was carrying.
The man of many talents,
you know,
my dear.
when you are the lowest man in the totem pole,
You've got to do something.
the hard work. And I got the guy came to me, he says, go slow, you're making us look bad. I thought it was a day's work for a day's pay. But I came back that night home and I had pains, not here. I had pains over here. I was in pain. Oh yeah, I sat down and I talked to God.
You said, this is not for me.
I said, excuse me, if that's what I came here for, I go back to Brazil, General Motors. Then, a couple of nights later, I went to meet a girl at this restaurant. I think those days that was the first open microphone place in the world. And they had this lady, Irene Bader.
Do you even remember her
Oh,
name?
of course, I remember the owner.
This was not your first date, though.
No, I
was a
had never been there before.
Oh, so you didn't
I
even
went,
know her?
No. I went to the restaurant. She was just playing piano.
Oh, she was only
had
playing
nothing
piano.
to do with me. Yeah.
Well,
I was waiting.
Yeah.
I was waiting for Miss Michigan. While I'm sitting there,
What a character.
the
huh?
owner thinks that I'm a troublemaker, you know, and he kind of sat next to me, Mr. Louis Dorman, and he said, "Why don't you sing?" I look at him, I say, "Why don't you dance?" What kind of conversation are we having here? And really?
I'll sing and you dance.
No. He said, no. He says, people got up and they get up and sing. And I said, I don't know what came over me because the songs I knew, I didn't expect the girl to know.
To know either.
I knew Brazilian songs and a lot of Italians, but not the,
Not the American songs.
not the, the Italian that everybody knows. And I went,
Especially Michigan.
I went to the girl and I kept calling name and we agreed on a couple of songs. The repertoire was as follows. Bésame mucho.
Bésame.
Poor Little Fool
I don't know that one.
from Nelson, whatever.
Little?
No, the family. He was
Nelson Mandela.
no, the singer. Ah, my God, he will come back to me later. Poor Little Fool, rock around the clock. I can,
Rock Around
looking
the
back, I can't imagine. A 1, 2, 3. My accent alone must have killed the whole thing, But I sang Volare. He came to me after I finished.
Can you sing that now?
No, I don't do a cappella.
Okay. Oh,
No,
you don't?
I'm very funny about that. I need to rehearse. I'm a pain in the neck. So he came to me and says, I want you to work here every Friday and every other Saturday. I was hired.
Well, that's because you were probably bringing the people in. They wanted to
Well,
dance and they
but
wanted to sing.
that night I wasn't bringing anyone. So I came the first Friday, I sang. He came to me and says, we do next Saturday too. So I did Friday, Saturday, I sang this. I said, let's start Thursday next week. So every week I gain a day.
Now, did you know that you had this voice that you hadn't, because you've done opera. So
No, I
you
did.
didn't,
I cannot say
you
I
did
did
opera,
operas a
but at
little.
least you had it. a
Oh
couple
no,
of
I knew
lessons.
Brazilians singing in Mardi Gras. My father, every time I wanted some money, he would say, sing me an Italian song. For my father, I sang a cappella,
Yes.
Non ti scordar di me. Yeah. For
I got
him.
one word out of him.
You
Keep
got
going.
2 notes.
I got 2.
And
I'll get some more. I'm waiting.
and from
What was
there,
that rock around the clock? How did that go?
oh, 1, 2, 3 o'clock.
I see.
That was there. I look back. I even had the guts to record that in Switzerland for the radio, the La Rai Svizzera Italiana. And when I listen to that, I want to die.
But it made you money. You got a job.
Oh,
So
yeah.
he got Friday nights. Then he got Saturday nights.
Got
Then
the
he
whole
oh
week,
my
so-
god!
Yeah.
You ended up with the whole week. And how long did you have that for until you
I had that
realized
problem for quite some time. Then I went to Chicago to get a visa to take a car to Brazil because you would buy a car here for 3,000, sell in Brazil for 11. So
He knows how to make the
while
money,
I was
huh? Ah.
while I was in Chicago, a guy looked at me in this restaurant and says, "You are an entertainer." I said, "Well,
Sort
I am."
of.
He goes and the next thing I know, they're calling my name. I sang at the Ivanhoe restaurant on North Clark Street. And the guy came to me, he says, I need you here for 2 weeks. I said, sir, I got a job in Detroit. He says, I pay you double. immediately my
And then
salary.
the money, you were a money man.
Immediately my salary doubled over there because it's going to be double here.
Well, couldn't you do that during the day and singing at night?
I call my boss. No, I was in Chicago.
Okay.
I call my boss. Say, boss, I got an offer. He says, sing it. So when you come back, we say directly from Chicago. So I sang there for 2 weeks, and I went back to Chicago. Then I went to Brazil to take the car.
So
When I got in Brazil, I'm waiting in Bahia to liberate the car, and I'm sitting in this place where they had afternoons singing and dancing. Somebody said, what do you sing? I said, yeah, I got up and I sang. I got a television show in Bahia. I went to São Paulo,
talk
Brazil.
about the luck.
Listen how it goes. I went to São Paulo, Brazil. Not only did I get on television, but a guy wrote a whole page about me. And it was,
And you
incredible.
deserve it.
But listen,
you deserve it.
But you know what's funny? When I came back, I said, now I'm an international entertainer. And I was lying, of
You
course.
were. Even if it was just one place, you were international.
But then, with the grace of
And
God,
then it started rolling. So
all
what
over.
brought you to Vegas? How
All
did you?
over.
I mean, I'm
I
sure
came
there's
to
a story about getting to Vegas.
No. I came to Vegas in the days, 1965, when you had to come to Vegas already with a show broken in.
Yes.
Not to come here and practice.
And
Yeah.
trying to make a show.
No, we had to have a show. And I was very lucky. I met Jerry Schaefer. He was the boy wonder at the time.
Yeah.
He had an afternoon show, Girls a la carte. And I was not supposed to be the star. I was supposed to be the next to the
To the start.
closing.
Yeah.
But after the first show, they say,
brought you
put
on.
him into closing.
Right.
And from there on, they put me in the main room with Judy Garland. I was the last
Oh
acting
my goodness. Can
act
you
for
imagine?
her. And then I made some movies. And like I said, the good Lord has been very kind to me.
Yeah, but I think you've always kind of put yourself in there too. I think you've worked, because you have never not worked. You worked the car business.
Oh, yeah.
So you've always done your bit. I mean, you've
Oh.
always tried. You did the rest. And so you haven't exactly said, well, I'm just going to give up. I'm not
Oh,
going to
no, no,
But
no.
you always worked, even if it wasn't singing, you always worked to make
Not
a
only
living.
this, in my bracket, for quite a while, you only known regionally.
Yes.
They know you in Kansas City,
Yes.
they know you in
Yes,
St. Louis.
but they knew you everywhere.
No, I was pushing because in those
But you-
days
you worked it,
there was
though.
no internet. Was making Xerox and
Yes.
mailing it
Yes.
out to everybody.
Don't forget the cameras over there.
Okay, hi camera.
Keep looking at this
I
slide.
am more,
Tell them where the camera is.
I'm more interested in talking to you. So hi folks.
Yeah, hello to the moment there.
Yeah, no.
So, but I think your career has been amazing.
With the
Absolutely
grace of
wonderful.
God, yeah.
How do you feel now? You don't sing anymore, do you?
Well, right now
Are you
I
retired?
am 87 years old. 87, if you want to talk patriotically.
87. Doesn't look
87.
87.
So
you've had a big history. You've loved every minute of
well,
it.
yes, as long as I was in, nowadays what I do, I get a bunch of entertainers and we go do a 4-hour show at the Veterans Home in
Oh, that's nice.
in Boulder City.
That's
I do
wonderful.
true charity. I don't do charity just to make some
Money.
no, make somebody look good when it's
No.
not true.
No,
I
it's
do,
for
but
people.
I'll be honest with you, I never thought that once I left show business, I would be as comfortable as I am.
And are you?
I am. Not only this, I have a great wife, and she's also my caretaker.
At least he admits it. She's a little younger.
Oh, she's quite younger. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
She's
you-
quite younger than I. Yes. In
But I
fact,
would imagine it would be pretty wonderful taking care of you. I think
well,
you're
yeah,
such a
no,
character.
it's all right.
and
You know, I've been in
you've
Vegas
done-
since 1965,
Yeah,
so
a long time.
it
So
is-
you've seen the changes.
I
and you've
saw
seen
the
everything.
change. I saw a lot for better, but not as much as not so much for the better. You know. Yeah, it was well. I think I'm blessed because I got the tail end of a fantastic era.
You shot it.
When the
You shot it.
Sinatras were
When the
here,
Sinatras
the
and
Dean
whole group,
Martin, the guys were
the
here,
Rat Pack and the whole bit.
and
It's
the,
so
the
different
town
there.
vibrated, you know.
Yes.
And then,
Keely Smith was her. She was.
oh
she
yeah,
was
wonderfully.
amazing.
I got her
That
to
was
shine shoes in Atlantic City. I do this charity all over the world. It's called Nelson Sardelli Starshine. We shine shoes.
Nelson Sardelli.
Yeah, we shine shoes to raise money for the mentally handicapped kids.
So
I
you've
did
always
this all
paid,
over
you've
the world.
always paid back.
Huh?
Well, Nelson Sardelli has been absolutely amazing. It's a history. We probably could sit here for the next 2 hours, but I do have a limit on how long I can
I have no
guest.
place to go.
And he has no place to go. I don't have any place to go, but I do have other guests. He's absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, and a great guest too. Yes,
Yes,
Ron
we've got
Garrett,
some
wonderful
fun-
people.
yes, but we're
A
gonna get
lovely
Ron
lady,
Garrett on
Miss
next.
Davis.
I want to thank everybody, and of course I want to thank the Art House Theatre, absolutely amazing to let us film here, and it's absolutely wonderful. They are actually our sponsors, and it's been amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you so very
It's
much.
been wonderful.
It's a delightful. It's
We'll
a
be
pleasure.
right back with our next
It's a
guest.
pleasure
Take
to
care.
be here with you.
Wonderful, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Welcome back to Vegas Live with Ninon. Well, I tell you something, the guests today are absolutely amazing. I now have Renee Davis with me. She was on one of my shows before, I think when we were at the Pepper Mill.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, and she's a very well-known singer. How's it going on?
Oh, my life couldn't be happier.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
It's
Everyone's complaining.
no. I recently got married, which is a
Yay!
huge milestone for me. Everybody knows that.
Why? What
I
was the
was
problem?
the forever single. I got
Have
married.
you never
young.
been married?
I was married very young, had children very, very young.
Yes.
And no. So to meet this man is he's like a dream.
So you mean I stand a chance?
Everybody does. Remember that too.
Everybody out there, you stand a chance.
Yes. So once Solid Gold Soul ended at Bally's, my brother and I, you met my brother,
Yes, I
Pete
did.
Peterkin.
Yes.
We started doing a show called The Greatest Piano Man. Now that's with Billy Joel, Elton John, and my brother does a little Richard Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder.
Yeah.
I'm one of the background singers. Well, we had the pleasure of being in the same theater with Donnie and Marie.
Oh, how amazing.
We had
I've always
their
loved them.
band, and their band still travels with us right now. In fact, I just got back from Indiana.
Oh, how amazing. So you're now starting to travel with the pandemic, with this
yes.
virus thing and the whole bit. It's all kind of disappearing. They're trying to keep it alive, but I don't think it's
I don't
happening.
think, no, we're tired.
I
of
think
it.
everybody's tired of it, and they're all doing their own thing, and sort of masks are
Exactly.
gone, and air gone, and everyone's gone, and
Right, right.
So you're traveling and you're loving it.
I'm absolutely loving
And
it.
now, does your husband travel? Because you just got married.
No, my husband has a kind of a dangerous job. It's hazmat and search and rescue. So he'll be home for like 2 weeks and then he's gone for 4 months.
Oh my
so
goodness!
It's, yeah, but I get to go see him.
Oh, good.
So that's
oh,
what's
that's
cool
nice.
thing
Yes,
is.
that's cool. That's nice.
But my life is just amazing being with this show, and I'm also producing.
What
I
are
have
you
a show.
producing?
It's called A Cotton Club Review.
Remember the old Cotton Club?
The
What was that?
old
New
Cotton
York?
Club.
New-
That, yes, it was.
Yeah. Old
Yes,
Cotton
it
Club
was.
in New York.
It was amazing. My guests are Lambus Dean as Sammy Davis.
Yes.
I have Freddie B, who's doing all of the voices from Billy Eckstein down to whoever.
Yeah.
And then my queen is Queen Aries. She does Sarah Vaughan and Ella Fitzgerald.
And what part do you play in this one?
I am Lena Horne.
You're Lena Horne.
I'm Lena
She
Horne.
was amazing. Lena Horne was
Oh,
just,
just
Is she still
amazing.
alive?
No, she's
She
passed
passed,
away.
didn't she? Yeah. But
passed
she was just an
away.
amazing singer.
Yeah.
She had a presence of her own. She's just very strong.
Very elegant.
Yeah, very elegant, very strong, but
Yeah.
knew who she was.
Yes.
Amazing. So where is this out yet, or is this?
It's going to be at the Italian American Club. I'll say that now.
There you are.
January 27th. Showtime is at 8 p.m. We're expecting a great crowd.
That's not until January.
Not until January.
January
yes,
of 2022.
Exactly.
Okay. Yes.
And I'm producing it. So
How hard is it now to produce and get them all together? Because I've understood a lot of people don't like practicing, and they don't like.
they don't.
Yeah, I don't know why, because unless you practice, you can't be good at your business.
You cannot, and if it's not scripted to a point,
Yeah.
people will just go off and do what they want, and you can't have that happen either. So
Why not?
me being a little old short woman, guys are real, intimidated by a powerful woman, and I'm like, oh well, get
Okay.
used to it, because
This
Girl
is what I
power.
want.
Yes.
Yeah, this is what I want, and this is how I want it. And you're absolutely right. And I don't know whether you're a man or a woman. I don't think it really makes any difference personally. But I think that if you put out there what you want, but you have to let them know what you want. If you're lackadaisical yourself, then they're going to be lackadaisical, and they're not going to do it. So you have to actually lead the pack, as I call it.
well, I was very young when I got hired by Ray Charles. I toured the
You
world
worked
with him.
You did.
I was her
See,
actual
now
Ray
the good stuff's coming out. See.
with him for almost 3 years. I've been around the world maybe twice. He was an incredible
How did he
performer.
treat you?
Great on stage. I think you saw the movie. The movie is exactly how he was.
Really?
It seemed like he didn't want to bother you until you were in Europe, or you'd have to get your own ticket to go back home. But the thing is, it was just the experience itself, so you tolerated it after a while. But it was a great experience.
But he
Great
was a hard
experience.
worker. I mean,
He had the philosophy, and you kind of get that when you see the movie. He's blind. He's
Of
been
course,
blind since
yeah.
he was 6.
Yeah.
If he can make it, he really has no empathy for people that can see and hear.
Yeah.
He's like, I have to do double the work.
Yeah, I remember the movie now because
Yeah.
he always had that little sharp attack.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
sharp,
yeah.
Because that's really, all he could do actually when you think about it, because he didn't see, he can't,
He could
almost
hear a
like-
note.
everything.
Everything. It
Yeah.
was amazing.
So did that teach you a lot in the business?
It taught me discipline. It taught me, 1, don't give up. 2, I was doing 5-part harmony, and I was traveling the world with an icon. I mean,
Yes, you were.
come on, you can't get any better
How
than
old
that.
were you when you did this?
Oh, I was 28 wonderful
28.
years old.
Oh my
I
God.
had 2 little boys at that time. They were 6 and 9.
Did they travel with you?
No, they had to stay home and go to school. And I would send them things like from Japan. We don't want to wear any of that stuff. I'm like, one day you're going to wish you had kept those things.
Yes.
And now they
They
do.
wish they had kept all the things that you sent them.
Out of those 2
All
sons.
right, so,
yes.
Renee, can we do a little a cappella?
Sure. Wish I knew why I'm so in love with you. No one else in this world will do. Darling, please save your love for me. Just a little.
That's all I wanted. I got something out of
Thank
Nelson.
you.
He got a little bit of things, but I got more out of you, and that was amazing.
Thank
Absolutely wonderful. What do you think about the entertainment business and how it is conducted now in Vegas? Because you've been around a long time.
I've been here 24 years.
24 years. So you've
Yes.
obviously seen a big difference in what it used to be. You know, when we had the Frank Sinatras and all these different people had that sort of, they actually made the entertainment business in Vegas. And now what it is now, I see these 4 walls, these 2 walls, and all
It's
these different, you know.
Unbelievable. I mean,
Is it hard?
It's
Harder?
very hard. Yeah, you can't get somebody to want to produce the show anymore. You have to come in with your own people, come in with your own money. So I'm like, well, what is the purpose of me coming into your venue when I've
Yes.
got to pay for everything?
Yeah.
But when it's the only game in town, what can you
I was
do?
going to say, if that's the only place where you can, for one, where you can be, then obviously you've got to pay.
Right.
So what about the Italian American Club? Because I know the Italian American Club is absolutely amazing, and a lot of performers and people are gravitating
Yes.
to have their shows there. They have to-
Headliners.
Yeah, a lot of headliners are going down there, and then, of course, afterwards they've got the bar and they've got the little stage there, which is
Yes.
like the old stage, isn't it? It's like an old stage going back a few years with
Exactly.
the beautiful setting and everything. It's really, really, really lovely. But I was just wondering how it is. So you've now locked yourself into the Italian Club because that's kind of the open place to be. Do you have to pay for that?
It is, well, what happens is it's like a salary, and then
Okay.
there's certain things that are deducted.
Yes.
And depending on the amount of people you have in your show,
Okay.
from that salary, you pay it down.
Okay.
So if you're gonna have 12 people, expect not to walk out the door yourself with anything. But as long as your people are happy, your people are the ones that make the show.
Absolutely. Without
Your
them, you can't do it.
musicians and, yeah,
Yes.
you can't, there's no
And
show.
how big a show? You said something like 12 people you've got in it?
This one is 10.
10 people.
It's 10 people.
Is that the black band and then you've got different performers?
Right,
Or
right.
Who are the performers?
The performers are Freddie B.
Ready, B?
Okay, we've got Lambastine as Sammy Davis.
Yes.
Myself as Lena Horne.
Yes.
And Queen Aries.
Queen
If you
Aries.
have not
So that's
seen
what's
her,
coming down on, and that's coming down on January the
27th.
27th.
8 p.m.
That's my lucky number.
Oh, okay.
27 is my lucky number. So where can people get tickets for that? Because I'm quite sure they'd like to start buying.
They would
Are
have
they
to call
come-
the Italian American Club.
They have to, oh, the Italian American Club is the club you call?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. And you just, and what's the name of the show again?
It is called a Night to Remember, a Cotton Club Review.
Cotton Club Review. Remember that, the Cotton Club Review. Absolutely amazing.
Yes.
And how can they reach you? Do you have an agency or do you have a website?
I'm
What do
in
you
the
have?
midst of changing my company name, but I'm glad to give out my email. It's francinedavis73@gmail.com.
Absolutely amazing. Well, this is a talent we go back for many, many years.
Yes.
That you've been around. You can probably tell so many, many stories.
Oh, could I? That's a whole nother show.
That's a whole other show. It always is. I want to thank the Art House Theatre for us being here and also being our sponsors. And of course, I want to thank Maria Pureza, who is absolutely amazing. And of course, thank you for being my guest. Without, all these guests and all these people willing to come on my show, I don't have a show. So without you, the audience, nothing happens. Remember that. Without you, I don't have anything. So thank you, everybody out there. We'll be right back with our next guest. And you take care. Well, I always introduce my show with the name of the show, but today I'm not going to do that because I have a very famous gentleman, young gentleman with me, Ron Garrett. Ron Garrett I've known for many, many years, and I believe that you started a radio show some time ago. Was it 2 years now?
Almost
3
2 years now, yeah.
Almost 2 years you started. He'd come on my
January.
show and he'd see what was going on and what's happening.
That's right.
Is that true?
That's
he
true.
saw what I was doing and he thought, well, hang on a second, why can't I do the same thing? And here you are, and you went out and you put your own show together. And I know it's very successful. How did you make it? Well, how did he make it successful? Because he's Ron, that's how, right?
Well, it's successful because of the crisis that we had with
Really?
yes,
With the
because pandemic. I started the radio show just before that happened, and at first, guests weren't running to see me. You know, who's this guy?
Yeah, who's Ron?
What's that all about, right? Who's this guy? You know,
Yeah.
and so on. Now I knew a lot of people from my days as the Sahara entertainment director and a couple of hotels. I
Yeah,
was
you were
lucky
very
enough-
well known in
I
town.
was in the casino side of it, yeah, but
that
not
was
necessarily
not the entertainment
no.
side of it.
No, I hired all the entertainers.
Yeah, so you knew them all.
I knew most of them, yes, I
Yes.
did. So I began the show, and it wasn't that easy. Who's this guy? He started something. When you first started, you know how it is.
Oh,
you
I
have
know.
to build.
Your knees are knocking and you're thinking, how am I going to interview them? What am I going to say? What am I going to talk about? And are they actually going to, turn up? Because Vegas,
Will they show up? That was
Yeah.
my concern. My nightmare was that I'd go to the radio station
nobody shows
and nobody's
up.
there, and I've got to do an hour.
All by
I can do
myself.
an hour, but it'd be a lot of BS, that's for sure.
At least he admits to it.
Oh, for sure. So the pandemic came. All the entertainers
Yes.
got to work.
Yes.
I'm still cooking with the radio show.
Yeah.
Now, I did have to take off 4 weeks because the station asked me to.
Yes,
at the
because they
height.
closed down completely.
They closed down. But when we started coming back, we had mask protocol, but not in the studio.
No.
The guests came on because they weren't working. So
Yeah,
I
they
had
had
my
all
show.
the time
They
in
had
the
all the
world.
time in the world, and here I am offering a platform
For them to still be out there.
to
let
still be
people
out
know
there
that
and
they're still
talk
out
about
there.
themselves and what
Yes.
they think is going on and upcoming.
Oh.
And I play their music too.
Yes, as well. It was funny you should say that because I was out from March, I think it was the middle of March, and then I went back in June. And I was in June for a couple of months, and then I had to come back out again, and then I started the whole thing, and then of course I'm here now at the Art House Theatre. So it's sort of the pandemic for me and this whole thing that went on, I really didn't get affected at all. And neither did you.
Not really.
No.
Not
I mean,
really.
little bits and pieces, yes. but
Well,
not-
I wasn't making any money.
No.
So doing the radio show, but that's okay. It's not about money. It's about doing radio
sometimes
show.
it's not about
It's
money.
not about
No,
money.
no, no.
It was about helping the entertainers locally.
Yes,
And so now that it's over and they're working,
yes.
they still come to the show because I was there when no one else was. You were there.
And they give, I was there,
You were
and we
doing
give
it.
an update of what's
That's
going on
right.
and what's
That's
happening,
right.
and I think that's what Vegas needs. It doesn't need to have that much of that, of people out there actually saying what's going on in Vegas. And Vegas is the biggest entertainment place in the world for music and entertainment and shows and everything. So I don't know why people don't just do more about it. I've always sort of,
Well, with the internet now, there's lots and lots of shows coming on.
yeah.
You were a pioneer. I don't make it sound like you were on a long time, but a pioneer means you began this thing.
I started I'm going into my seventh year.
7th year. And you know who else is doing the show because of you?
Who?
Our friend Lou Gazzara.
Oh, Lou Gazzaro, yeah, Lou Gazzaro says, oh, Ninon, this is all because of you.
That's
I'm now
right.
doing my show. And
That's
I think,
right.
But, everybody says, well, Ninon, they're all copying you. So I said, so? I'm not the only talk show in town.
No.
And I love everybody doing this. Why not do it? You're not going to be like me.
No.
But
You're one of a kind. Who does Ninon? Nobody.
I'm beginning to wonder who does
No,
Ninon.
well, you know what I mean. But you're one of a kind. There's no one else like you. This is an exclusive show. No one does anything like this. Oh, there's other shows.
Yes, but
they
don't do
have
them.
Ninon.
No, they don't do it. Because I do, everything's off the cuff for me. I've never pre-interviewed Ron. I've never pre-interviewed, never. I just know what's going on, or I find out little things, or I find out, and Nelson was just on the show. I don't know anything about him. I didn't even know that he was one of the greatest singers in Vegas. And I used
Yes,
to
he
meet
was.
him, and I used to meet him all the time and say, hi, how are you, and what do you do? How embarrassing. But I'm not embarrassed by it, because I'm not supposed to know everybody.
No, Nelson's quite a guy.
Oh,
And
he's
he has a track record that's unbelievable.
Well, part of the story he was telling was amazing, and I'm quite sure you get a lot of this from the people you interview. Stories that you never knew about, even
Oh,
though
sure.
you were in the hotel business. The difference now, when you were in the business at the Sahara, and what it's like now, what's the difference? in
Oh,
Vegas?
it's opposites.
Yeah.
When I was at the Sahara and Circus and other hotels down in Laughlin, a couple, Debbie Reynolds Hotel, the Greek Isles,
Yeah.
we ran the business as a business. Our interest was
Yes.
to do three things: good customer service, affordable food, and great entertainment.
Yeah.
And I told everyone, if we do that, we're never going to have a business problem.
No, because people want to come to you.
And
That's all they want to know.
the last year I was at the Sahara, this is true, it was the biggest year in their history in revenue and profits.
When, last year?
The last year
Oh, the
I was
last
there.
year you were there.
2007 was my end of my career there in
That was-
August.
okay.
The new people took over. I didn't want to stay. I wanted to move on to other things.
Of course. Where did
And-
you move to?
When did I move here?
No, when did you move from the Sahara? Where did you move to?
The job ended August 1st, 2007.
And that was it? You didn't go back into it?
I didn't go back into that. I went into a consulting business, which I'm still doing.
Okay.
And that has taken me all the way. And a couple of restaurant, which didn't work out here. Don't go into a business
I
you know
always
nothing
say the
about.
greatest thing about a restaurant is when you buy it, and the next greatest thing is when you sell it.
Don't go into a business you know
Don't-
nothing about.
well,
This is what I learned in the restaurant
Because
business.
in the restaurant business, more goes out in the back door than the front door, believe me.
That's true, and
No,
and there's no profit margin there.
No,
It's
not at
very
all.
tiny. You have to make all your money on drinks, and
Yes.
coffee, and
Yeah.
Coke and things like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
So no, I didn't do well.
yeah. So now, where are you going now with your radio show? What is your path?
I'm continuing to expand my audience.
Okay.
I have to go video. Radio is great, but we need video to it. I've got that worked out now. I'm on
Okay.
3 different platforms.
Now got competition.
But it's real-time video. Well, this is too, by the way. The fact that you're doing this show live, that makes me cry. I love it.
You like it, yeah.
'Cause I like
A lot of people
live
laugh
in
because,
real
you know,
time.
Well, real time can be very dodgy though, because everything's
sure.
recorded. You can't cut anything out. It's out there. So when I make a boo-boo, I make a boo-boo. But am I not human?
So what?
So what? That's
So
why
what?
I make out. So then it makes everybody else feel comfortable because they can also make a boo-boo. Who doesn't matter?
So I'm going to expand my audience as far as I can.
Yes.
But I'm not doing it forever.
No.
You know, I'm going to go a little bit more, and then I'll be 79 in July.
You'll be 79 in July.
yeah.
Doesn't he look amazing for 79?
I don't look as good as Nelson Sardelli does at 87,
Yeah.
but
Doesn't he look amazing?
amazing.
I think that's because the way he dresses and his personality is so, and also his Italian.
He's Italian.
Yeah,
So am
the
I.
Italian. Oh, yeah, I didn't know you were Italian.
Well, my legal name is Rinaldo Giuseppe
Renato, Giuseppe.
Geratano.
Geratano, and you've got to have that little ring on the end of it to make it Italian, and then
You gotta
also
do
you
this.
fit right.
I fit right in with those guys.
I can say you fit right in with
when-
Vegas.
And when I came in 1971, that's when it all
It all
started here.
started.
And I
did-
knew every
you
one of them.
fitted. You knew them all.
All of them.
All
Worked with them, worked for them
really.
in
Was it-
the ad business.
How was that? Was that easy, difficult? How was it?
It
Keep
was
your
a
mouth
blast.
shut?
I
You
had a
were
good
blessed.
time. It was a blast. I had fun.
Yeah.
Fun. Because we didn't pay attention to the bad part of that.
No.
That they did that at night someplace
Well,
else.
what they did, what they did.
But what they did well was customer service. And when people say, "Oh, I wish the mob would come back," what they're really saying is, "I wish
Service would come back.
service would come back," and everybody's treated like the VIP.
It is,
One of
they're
the
not.
one of the guys with the bent nose, he said to me one day, he says, "Ron, treat everybody like they have a button that says, 'Make me feel important.'" It's right there.
Everybody wants it.
So
Everybody
when
wants
I
it.
see you, I see, "Make me feel important."
And that's
And
in Vegas
and that's
actually, because they
Vegas.
spend a lot of money.
They
Whether
do.
they lose $50 or whether they lose $50,000 or whatever, they lose millions. They still want to have that treatment because they like that.
Unfortunately, now they're a number, Nina.
They're just a number.
You know, it was, "Hi, Ron. You know,
Yeah.
how are you?" I would be talking to, "Hey, Steve," with Joe. I'd walk around the casino every day. I never stayed in the boardroom. I was on
You were
the
on
casino's floor,
all
on the
the time,
casino floor.
saying hello to everybody
People
because
that
that
were
was what
there.
you were doing.
I went into the kitchen. I talked to everybody. Went to the loading docks
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah, that's
I
amazing.
walked 3-4 miles, I think.
So
or
you
maybe
got
more.
to know everybody, and there was nobody too
By
big
their
and
first
nobody
names,
too
by their
small.
wife's names, by
See?
their
And that's
husband's
what-
names, their
And that's what
family.
it takes. That's what it takes. Now, how can anybody get in touch with you to be on your show? I'm now going to promote.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm going to promote
Sure.
Ron to make sure you get on his show because I don't mind. Anybody goes on everybody's show. Why not?
Well, they
On
need
Lou's
to.
show.
They need to be on your show. They need
Yeah,
to be
on your
mine.
show, yeah.
They need to be on Lou's show. This is
Yeah.
how you make yourself known in Las Vegas.
Yes, absolutely.
A new act comes to town. What's better than being
Put them all
with
on.
Ninon
Yeah.
live?
Well, I had the Jets on last week.
Great act.
And they're they are wonderful because
Great act.
they were out years ago and then they came back. I think it's
Mhm.
like 20,
They're
25
great
years. and they're a great act. They're absolutely amazing. So how can anybody find you?
Oh,
On
easy.
your
Just
show?
go to Facebook and Ron Garrett on Messenger, and contact me there. That's simple.
It's that simple.
That's
You don't have a name for your show? You don't
The
have-
Las Vegas Rocks Radio Show.
There you go.
That's an ode to my good friend Tony Sacca, who's not with us.
Yeah.
And he made a song called Las Vegas Rocks, and I use it
Las
as my
Vegas
jingle.
Rocks. And that's your jingle?
That's my jingle.
Isn't that amazing?
It's him singing too.
Well, Ron is an amazing character. He's been in Las Vegas for many years, and he's seen the ups and the downs, and now he's got his own show. Did you ever think you'd have your own show?
I tried to have my own show about 30 times over the years, but only because of Facebook is this one successful, because you can get the word out.
You can get the word out.
Otherwise, you're just on a radio station, you're dying.
You're
No one
dying.
knows you're there.
So what we have to say is thank you to social media.
Absolutely.
Because that's actually what
It's
it
made all the difference in the world.
Yes.
And now I'm famous before I was famous, or after, whatever.
He doesn't mind, but he's famous, but he's not into
Oh,
to
I
be
made
famous.
myself more famous,
Yeah, you're now more famous than you've ever been.
I am. I tell my friends that. I say, I'm more famous than I've ever been. But when I mean fame, I mean on a different scale. I'm
Yes.
not that kind of
Do you know one thing I do love about Vegas, though, is a lot of the entertainers and people like yourself, they take care of the veterans, the vets.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
hear that a lot on my show, that, I'm going to do this charity for the vets, I'm going to do this for the vets. And I really, really like that. I think that's really pretty cool to do that.
Well, I'll do anything for the vets. I'm a veteran myself.
Yes,
My son who's not with us, he was a veteran. And on. So the vets are important to me.
Vets are definitely important. So don't forget to support the vets, because they
Absolutely.
really do need us. And they are the ones that went out actually to help us and to take care of America. So why shouldn't we give back to them? Thank you all for watching Vegas Live with Ninon, and of course Ninon, your host. And also thank you to the Art House Theatre, which is down here in the art section.
Great
of Las
location
Vegas.
for you.
Fabulous.
Terrific set.
Isn't it a lovely set? I mean,
So
how,
much
how
better
happy
than
am I? And of course,
before.
Pureza and social media shows, absolutely amazing. All of it is wonderful. If you come here to dine, you get 20% off. So that's even something, everybody's giving something, which is always amazing.
Good restaurant?
Great restaurant. Food is excellent. The bar is good. The music is good. The whole thing is wonderful. I'm not sure. I believe you can even order food in the theaters.
In the theater.
I think you can do that. Maria, you can. I did get it right, because I remember being here for a premiere or something, and we could get food in the restaurant. So that's okay. So don't forget to go to social media shows. And you can get all the information there of how it works and what it was and what's happening. And also Vegas Live with Ninon. Don't forget, we've got another guest. We'll be right back. Take care. Welcome to Vegas Live with Ninon. I'm your host, and of course you know where I am. I'm in Las Vegas. I have Kevin Dorsey with me. He was on my show two or 3 months ago, and of course you were with Michael Jackson for what, 20 years? Or a long time. And then I also have the Funky Divas background and dancers with me. What is your name?
My name is Marla Roy.
I'm Ronnie Mercedes.
Mikey Houston.
And T.R. Celine.
Now you are the choreographer. Which
Yes.
one? You are the choreographer,
Yeah.
so you have to take care of all these.
Absolutely.
Is that
Number one priority.
difficult? Is that number one priority?
Number one priority.
How cool is he? Is he cool?
Oh, super.
Absolutely.
Mike is extremely talented.
Notice
One of my
they
favorite
all
dancers.
harmonize that up, and the reason they harmonize because he's saying it to the choreography, so they want to keep in with him. Are they hard to train? Are they okay?
No.
Easy?
These are some of the truly best talents that I've
Is
worked
it,
with.
and of course,
Yeah.
you're all with the
Quick learners.
funky divas,
Oh
right?
yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And which is that we had them on 2 weeks ago, I believe. They were on, and you've got a big show coming up at the M
Yes, that's right.
on October the 21st.
Yes. Yes.
Whew, you know, I actually got that right.
It
That's not
it
good
was
for
touch
me.
and go for
I
me.
need to get all these different. I get muddled up with, you know, when you get
Yes.
older, things kind of happen. It hasn't happened yet. Kevin, how are you?
I'm doing great,
And
thank
what are
you.
you doing? What are you up to? You've got yourself involved with this group?
Working with Terry Harris and the Funky Divas and meeting just a bunch of wonderful new talent
Yeah.
that I expect to hear and see a whole lot about in the future.
Absolutely. I believe last time when we had the Funky Divas on, we forgot to talk about a billboard. There was a big billboard up that was advertising for October 21st. But don't you also have a show, you've had the show in Los Angeles?
You know, that was pushed back,
Oh,
and there's a new billboard going up today, if I'm not mistaken, a new digital billboard.
oh great. Because I want to make sure I get this billboard in to make
Yes.
sure we've got this all stuff.
Yes.
It's all happening because
Exactly.
we've got to give the Funky Divas are actually, they're 4 young ladies and each one is better looking than the next one. You don't know which one to look at. You don't know which one to compliment.
I love that.
Because, well, they are. Each
I
one
love
you sort
that.
of, I'm mesmerized at that. I said, well, Nina, get with it. You've got to start talking. You, all 4 of you, you are amazing. How did they manage to get all this good-looking group together? I mean,
You know,
it's a lot of hard work.
It's so sweet.
It's a wonderful thing, and they're all so great and young and beautiful and talented, and I'm glad to be working with them.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Does this take you back a little bit to the Michael Jackson? Because, when you say Michael Jackson's name, you think of this elaborate stage and what's performed and everything. Is it kind of similar to that?
You know, as far as the rehearsals, as far as just being in the vibe of performing and
Yeah.
preparation, it does do that.
It's bringing it all back again, isn't it?
It
The
does.
slickness
It does.
of it, and putting it together. Do you copy the choreographer? Do you copy a little bit of Michael Jackson? Or do you ever
Oh,
copy
listen.
any of the shows because they have such rhythm and such movements?
I think.
I don't want to say copy, but I want to put them into what you do.
I know exactly what you mean. For
Good.
me.
God, I'm glad he knows. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just like
Absolutely.
that.
No, absolutely. I think for me, Michael Jackson is, and if you are a dancer and you don't feel like the first person you looked at as a child was
Yeah.
Michael Jackson, and
Yes.
you were like, I want to do that.
Yeah.
And that's
Well,
like.
how does he do that?
Yeah. Well, you know, when you, as a dancer, when it's your passion, when you see something, you're like, I can do that.
Yes.
I'm gonna work my butt off to make
And
sure that I
that's
get
what
it.
it takes. You just said
That's
the
what
right
it-
words.
yeah.
You've got to work for it.
You gotta
The
work,
majority,
you
a
gotta
lot of
work.
people in the entertainment business think you can just appear
Oh no.
and jump up, but it
No.
doesn't work that way. Does it work that way?
I wouldn't think so.
No. How easy has it been for you? Have you had to practice? She's so pretty. Isn't
Aww.
she? Do something to myself. So, has it been easy for you as a dancer, or is it something you felt that you've had to really work for?
Well, one, I have been blessed with many talents and known mostly for my singing. I have been singing since the tender age of 2, and
Oh.
dancing, I guess I would say, it came natural to me.
I was going to say, when you were singing, you started moving.
pretty much.
A little bit like Michael Jackson, same sort of thing. You know, you sing, you move, you sing, you move. And some people sing and don't move. You think, what happened? Now, what about you? How's it been for you? You are a dancer. and
A singer, singer as well. Singer who
Mm-hmm.
can move well. Singer, actor, songwriter, 2-time Latin Billboard Grammy nominee, finalist for The Voice, and for
You were on The Voice?
yes, well the Latin version, La Voz.
That's
La Voz
okay, we'll
US,
forgive you.
WNBC, yeah.
I mean, they count as well. That's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, no,
Yeah,
totally,
absolutely.
totally.
Yeah.
And so it's been amazing because this experience, especially to be able to collaborate with the Funky Divas, with Kevin, you know,
Well, this
Sugar
is
Lane,
a
it's
legend. I mean,
it's
you can't get any
wonderful.
better. You
And
can't.
you know, we were also blessed to also sing a tribute to one of the divas, Selena, who we love. Do you want to give him a little piece of
Give
of it
me
as
a
well?
little piece of that, whatever this is.
Let's
It
show
sounds
'em, let's show 'em.
exciting.
Alright.
Go.
Alright. Como la flor,
Con tanto amor
me diste tú.
se marchitó.
Me marchó y
Yo sé perder, ay, cómo me duele.
I have to say, I certainly was not expecting that at all.
It's going to be included in the show, so
It
we
is.
encourage
It's
everyone to come out.
absolutely amazing. Now, the two on the end, this young lady,
Yes,
we haven't
ma'am.
really heard from this young lady.
Hi.
What is your name?
My name is Tiara Celine, and I am, yes, a professional dancer. I've been doing it all my life. Eat, sleep, breathe it, and yes.
And this is what you wanted to do.
Yes.
Did you realize or did you think that this is where you would be at a tender young age?
Honestly, I don't like to put a limit on where I can end up. I think I'm very blessed to be in this position right now, surrounded by all of this
How
talent.
did you get into the position? What did you do
How?
to get that? Yes, how did you get in?
Well, long story
Oh,
short.
she's looking at the choreographer. So there's something going on.
Yes.
Right?
Dun, dun, dun.
What's going on? Come on.
Micah
They did
here.
make a nice
We
couple.
actually met on a TV set.
Are you married?
No.
Are you
we're not.
dating?
No.
Why?
That's why they're still together. That's why they're still friends, because they haven't ruined it.
Well, we met on set of a TV show where we were doing background work, and
Okay.
then actually Micah here introduced me to Miss Terry Harris, who
Okay.
then brought me on board.
Go Terry.
It seems to be Terry Harris is in the back of everything. I'm not going
Absolutely.
to say the background because you could never say that she's in
no,
the
no,
background.
Terry
But
Harris.
She's a
she's
front
not on
runner.
stage. She
Absolutely.
doesn't sing and
She's
she's
a
not on
front
stage.
She's absolutely
But she
amazing.
pushes it. I've known
she's
Terry
amazing.
for a long time, and she's always been there for me, and always sort of, Ninon, do this, do this.
Yeah.
And you know, we help each other, and that's how it all goes.
We were just talking about that. We were like, you know, if we were to liken this metaphorically to like Marvel, she's like our Nick Fury. You know, like
Yes.
she puts together the dream team.
She
And-
does,
and-
yes,
and
she
it's
does.
a super team.
Do you know
of
why?
just
Because she
talent.
knows she only wants the best, and she's
Yes.
only going for the best. She's
Absolutely.
not going to go any
Best,
lower.
yes.
And she wants to put that together, and she wants to get the team to be in one.
Absolutely.
Now, we're talking about a team. I know you're not going to be singing with them, are you? Do you sing, by the way?
Yes.
You do sing.
Beautiful voice.
You
Amazing.
So let's have a little song from you. Can you sing that a cappella for me?
No.
We will remember that, won't we? Terry just ran off. Terry has no idea. He said no. No, he really means, he's teasing me. And I know he's teasing. You are, aren't you?
Yes.
I got a yes out of it. Okay.
A one in a million chance of a lifetime, and life show compassion and send to me a stroke of love called you. One in a million, you. A one in a million, you.
Now we're going to have you, all four of you, it's your stage. What are you going to sing?
Oh,
You're going to harmonize. Are you going to all harmonize for me?
Sure.
Which one?
Respect.
Which one,
Respect,
Terry?
you know?
Respect. That's what I hear. Respect.
Oh, really? Sure, of course.
Go for
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
Let's go.
Go for it.
What you want, baby, I got it. What you need, you know I got it. All I'm asking is for a little respect when you get home. Hey, baby, when you get home,
Just a little bit,
Mister.
just a little bit.
Ooh, I ain't gonna do you wrong while you're gone. I ain't gonna do you wrong, 'cause I don't wanna. All I'm asking is for a little respect when you get home. Hey, baby, when you get home,
Just a little bit,
Mister.
just a little
I'm
bit.
skip. R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Found out what it means to me. R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Take care, TCB. Oh, little respect.
Respect, just a little bit,
Yeah.
just a little bit.
Oh.
Maybe I can join them. I don't know about that. That was amazing. So now we're going to, I mean, this is just incredible. To work with these young people.
Oh, and
their
they're
voices.
amazing, yes.
I mean, it just makes you feel so good just listening and knowing it's still out there.
Well, it lets me
Yeah.
know that the industry isn't truly lost when you have amazing young people coming from the next generation who know that they love what they do and
Yes.
they want to do what they love to make a living,
Yes.
you know.
And they're not afraid. I mean,
They're
I
not
just asked
afraid.
them to ad-lib for me. They didn't do that. They were all a little bit reluctant, but at the same time you did it. And that's kudos to you. I mean,
Thank
that's
you.
something that, you know, when you ask someone to do that, they no, I mean, like this,
Well, that's because you can't see our heart in our
Right.
in our stomach right
Our
now.
heart is in our legs right now.
Mr. Jacket was kind of moving back and forth. You know, I didn't want to say anything.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
But that's amazing. So now what's happening on October the 21st at the M Spa Hotel? Give me a little info on
I
what's
will
happening
be
there.
the Funky Divas and guest.
Okay.
You will have Frida Payne. You will have Shaka Khan. There will be, I'm sorry, Mickey Howard.
Oh, Mickey Howard, yeah,
She
sure.
will be there, and
And the
but-
Funky Divas.
and that's it. You know, that will be an
And Terry.
amazing show.
Okay, and that's obviously in the big room there, which I forget the name of the room there,
Yes,
which is in, but you
yes,
can't
it
miss
is.
the big room there. And what time does that all start? Do you know what time it starts?
That's going to be at 7 p.m.
7 p.m. it
Yes.
starts. And where can they buy tickets for this? Is there tickets? I'm sure there's tickets.
Ticketmaster,
Ticketmaster,
as
okay.
well as the the box office.
The box office Ticketmaster. You could just call up the M Spa Hotel is right 5 minutes from where I live
Exactly.
actually. So it'll be yeah, I'm gonna be there.
Will you be
I'll
joining
be
us?
there.
Oh, great, great.
You gotta see
I'm
that.
bringing Janet's going to be there with me, and hopefully Maria, you're going to be there with me. Is that right? We get us,
Yes.
we get a little entree into what's going on and what's
That's
happening.
right. We're gonna,
Funky
you get the
Divas.
special treatment.
Yes.
We gotta give you the special treatment so you
We
can
get the
see the
full
beauty.
treatment. We get
It's
the-
gonna be a really great show. Like the lineup
Well, I want
of
to
guests
thank
is
all
gonna
of
be
you
so
for
amazing.
coming on the show. Absolutely amazing. Thank you all
And
so much.
thank you for having
very
us.
much.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So much.
It's a last minute thing, but who cares? That's what,
That's what we
that's what Vegas is. Thank you all for watching Vegas Live with me. And don't forget, we've got the Art House Theatre down here in the Art District of Las Vegas. We've got social media shows. And apparently there's a number. What's the number that they can get to have a 20% discount? All right, if you want a 20%, yes, if you want a 20% discount on the restaurant here, you have to put in wherever you go, you put in social media theatre. Okay, I mean shows. Okay, so we'll be right back next week. And thank you everybody. You've been amazing. Getting all
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're so amazing. Thank you all for watching. Without you, nothing happens. Take care.
That's right.